Hi, everyone. Welcome to another problem. We're on page 51, and this is lesson 4, unit 3. And we're going to look at this first question here. And this is going to be part 1 of 5, because on page 51, there are 5 different problems where it asks us to find if a set of equations or each equation has no solutions, exactly one solution, or is true for all values. That means it has infinitely many. So there are 3 options. So 3 options. Either no solutions work, or one solution works, or all solutions work. There are infinitely many. So many. Infinitely many. Many solutions. So the way we check this is to try to solve a little bit, and then we'll start to notice some patterns. So as we do number 1, I'll do this one a little slower, and then on page 51, numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, I will progressively get faster because you should start to notice patterns or structures, and I'll try to point them out to you. So here for letter A, we notice that it's 6x plus 8 equals 7x plus 13. Well, we can try to solve this, right? And we can draw an equal sign highway, which is nice. And then we can use opposite operations to isolate the variable. Remember, opposite operations. So the opposite of 6x would be minus 6x. And that's equal to both sides, minus 6x. But then we have a variable on this side and a constant. Here we have on the left-hand side just the constant. So let's move this constant over here because this is now 0. Let's subtract 13 from both sides. And what you'll notice on each side of the equation, each side of the equal sign highway is minus 6x minus 13. So let's cancel those out, and we're left with 0 for that. Plus 8 minus 13 is minus 5, negative 5. 7x minus 6 is just x. So the answer here is x equals negative 5, which means that it has one solution. So letter A has one solution. Okay, so letter A has one solution. Let's solve for B. Let's use red here. And just like before, we notice that there's 6x plus 8, just like the others, on the left-hand side. But on the right-hand side, we notice, well, there's a 2 outside the quantity 3x plus 4. 2 is the coefficient here, this factor. And what we're going to do is apply the distributive property. Remember, distributive property. Distributive property. So we're going to distribute the 2 to the 3x and the 2 to the positive 4. So we will get 6x plus 8 equals 6x plus 8. Now you're thinking to yourself, Mr. Stalder, we see on each side of the equation the same thing, 6x plus 8. If we see the same coefficient, 6 and 6 in front of the x, and we see the same constant, 8 and 8, we know that's going to be infinitely many solutions. Because if we take away 8 from both sides, let's say we take away 8, we'll draw our equal sign highway here. Take away 8 minus 8. This goes to 0, this goes to 0, this goes to 0, this goes to 0. That's nice. And then we have 6x, right? We have 6x on each side of the equation. So let's divide by 6. Divide by 6, divide by 6. And we're left with just x equals x. And if you remember from one of the previous problems, if we reduce down to x equals x, all solutions work. It's always going to work. You're always going to have a solution because if x is 1, the other x is going to be 1. If x is 4, the other x is going to be 4. If x is negative a million, you're going to have negative a million on the other side. And that means it's a true statement. So this would be infinitely many solutions. Okay, so the first one was one solution. The next one was infinitely many solutions. All right, now this last one, because we know that there's no solutions and one solution and infinitely many, we've already hit on 2 of those. Like, we're going to guess that the third one is going to be represented here, but let's verify that this is going to be no solutions. So let's draw our equal sign highway. Let's subtract 6x from both sides because we see that as the same. So that's equal. Negative 6x is equal to negative 6x. So let's make that 0, 0, and 0. And that leaves us with 8 equals 13. Now, this is not true. Not true. Frowny face. Aww. So that means if we get a statement that is not true, there are no solutions. So let me put it in the blue here. Okay. There are, in fact, no solutions to this one because we took away 6x from both sides. We're left with an untrue statement, 8 equals 13. So therefore, no solutions.